Hello, babies. Are you there? Can you hear me? We're not starting yet because my mom is still getting coffee, I'm assuming? Maybe. But I see that there are people watching, and I just have to talk about the absolutely wild dream that I had last night. Um, First of all, I did not sleep super well because my dog keeps doing this thing. She will spaghetti away my blankets from me. So I'll be laying down, the blanket will be laying on top of me. She will ask to get under the blanket, like my head's up here. She'll ask to get under the blanket, and then get under the blanket, go right over to where my feet are, and then scoop the blanket under her, which then pulls the blanket off of me. It drives me crazy. But anyway, she's getting brekkie. I have already had my room service for the day, so I'm drinking coffee. No cold coffee, actually. I had a wild dream. There's like not much to the dream, like not much really happened that I can remember. I also woke up a few times last night, so this is, I think, the most, like, the last dream that I had before I had to get up, like, for real. But I was at some sort of convention. It was like a weird combination of like convention / science fair. And while I was there, don't ask me to explain that. I have no clue. People were like building projects, but also dressed in costumes, but also like putting on like workshops or something. I don't know. It was weird. But while I was there, I ran into Brennan Lee Mulligan, and I'm like, "Where's your wife?" And he's like, "She didn't come to this event. She's watching the baby," because they just had a baby, and like in real life, they just had a baby, and I was like, okay. And then all of a sudden, like this mob of like fans, like D&D fans, just like appears in a doorway, and it's like the anime, like it zooms in on their eyes, and it's like a sparkle, and it's like, get him. And so they're chasing. And so I am like now on a video game escort mission with Brennan Lee Mulligan, trying to make sure he doesn't die. And we're like running, and we're going through all the different rooms with the different like people making things and people selling things, and going through all the different rooms and like tripping over people's stands and like, I'm so sorry. And they like knocked all of their jewelry on the floor and running through things. And finally we get to the exit because we're like, okay, we're not gonna be able to stay here. We need to leave. And so I opened the door, and it was like a very cinematic thing of like, I open the door, I step outside, and I'm like, are we in Muppet New York City? City. And it echoes. And then the camera zooms out. So my focus zooms out, and it zooms out. You see Muppets driving cars. Zooms out further. Muppets walking on the street. Zooms out further. Muppets buying hot dogs from a Muppet hot dog stand. Zooms out further. A Muppet being robbed in an alley from it by another Muppet. Like, so weird. And then it zooms back in. And I'm like, Brennan, what? And Brennan is gone. And I'm like, so I am alone in Muppet New York City. Who knows what happened to Brennan Lee Mulligan? And I'm trying to find my way home. Cannot, because I'm in New York City. Like, and I'm going, and because they're Muppets, like I keep trying to like, hey, can you help me like hail a cab? Or like, hey, do you think I can get an Uber? And it's just like Muppets doing silly Muppet things. And so like, and not being helpful whatsoever. And I'm like, I just want to go home. It was a nightmare. Well, it was like not super bad running through the convention, but then like as soon as we get outside and I'm like by myself in friggin' Muppet New York City, like what does that even mean? And I can't get home, and it's a nightmare. I hate it. I hated it a lot. But that was my dream. I just had to get that off of my chest because it was absolutely wild. Absolutely wild. I'm glad that we are back on StreamYard though, because now I can access the things and change music and do rock music. I miss the background though. I spent a hot minute looking for that Beans background. Oh well. Nothing else really exciting happened to me. I'm gonna do some life updates. Cooking? What are you cooking, Ronald? Yeah, I don't know. I just have weird dreams. And like most of them are like not super memorable, like nothing really worth talking about happens, but I'm like, Brennan Lee Mulligan and Muppet New York City? What is going on? Like, I understand. Okay, it's not Brendan with a D. It's Brenan, Brennan. But yes, Brennan Lee Mulligan, Brennan and Izzy had a baby. I wonder if I could pull it up. Or pull up just a picture of the two of them together. But yeah, Brennan Lee Mulligan and his wife Izzy Rowland. You can see if you watch Never Stop Blowing Up, the season of Dimension 20, his let me pull this to a tab so I can actually see when people are saying stuff. But Brennan Lee Mulligan is the GM for that one, and his wife Izzy Rowland she's a character in the show, and she's very pregnant in that season. They have their little after show called the Venturing Party, where they just talk about the episode or just like goof and make bits because they're all comedians. But there's one adventuring party where she is fully laughing so hard that Brendan is like, you have to stop. We cannot have my child in the dome. You have to stop making her laugh. It was so funny. Brendan Lee Mulligan and Izzy Rowland. Ooh, baby. Do you have a picture of the baby? No, but do we have a picture of them together? Probably not. Oh, there's a picture of them together for one of the Make Some Noise episodes. Let's see if I can pull it up. Yeah, they have a baby. Let's see. Share screen. We don't need sound because I'm not playing any audio. If we do that, this picture over here, that is Brennan and Izzy. They are both improv comedians. And they have another fun watch is they have a show on Dropout that is oatmeal with PB&J, as always. Gross as always. I don't like jelly. But they did a comedy special on Dimension 20 called, I think it's just called Brennan and Izzy's Bigger. Something like that. Because they both are, like, if you watch them on, like, Dimension 20 or on Make Some Noise, they will just continue to up each other's bits so much. And so watching them do, because it's just an improv comedy special with just the two of them, and they do like 3 little skits, and they'll get like story suggestions from the audience, and do. She was in some show about college girls dating. Oh, okay, yeah, I didn't know she was in. So she is putting out a movie, because I follow her on Instagram. She's putting out a movie sometime soon. Let's put no, don't embiggen me. Ew. And my nose ring's crooked. Put the crossword back up. Let's see if I can find a picture of, but she was on another Dropout show. I just watched far too much Dropout, I think. Or I've been watching a lot of Dropout recently because my YouTube algorithm, don't know what happened, but every time I go to YouTube, it's like, it's not what I want at all. And so I've just been catching up on Dropout stuff. But Izzy Rowland, important people, very important people. There we go. There's another Dropout show that you would absolutely hate, Mother. But it's Vic, what is their name? Vic Michaelis. Sorry, I had to scroll through looking at the pictures to see if I could find their name. Vic Michaelis is like doing a fake interview show, and comedians will come in and they will sit in the like makeup chair, and the makeup people will put like crazy makeup, special effect makeup, like all kinds of like, or just play makeup, but like weird. They'll do weird like makeup and costumes and stuff on them. And then the comedians don't know what they look like until the second they're about to walk out. They get a look at themselves, make a character, and then walk out based on like the outfit that they did. So Izzy's was pretty funny. But she was very pregnant during that one. But she plays like a pageant queen who refuses, like her whole life is about pageants, and so that's all that she knows about. Like she said she kind of based it maybe on like people that she like, not people that she knew maybe from high school, college, I don't know. But there we go. Here she is on the far right. But she was, because when I watched that, I had not heard the announcement that they were going to have a baby, and so I was like, oh, did they? And then like continue watching, I was like, oh, she is actually pregnant. But yeah, they had their baby pretty recently, because I also listened to Worlds Beyond Number, and Brennan had to take a break from their Worlds Beyond Number also has after shows where they talk about the D&D episode that just happened, and Brennan also had to take a break from their after shows because they like kind of film those. I think the way that they do that for Worlds Beyond Number is they film the actual D&D episodes in kind of batches. So they'll do like episode 5, episode 6, episode 7, film it in batches, and then go back home, live their lives or whatever. And then once the editor has edited it, once the editor has done their special touches, they listened to the edited episodes and then do the talk back like after the fact. And so for several of the talk back episodes, Brennan wasn't there because he was 1 in the hospital and 2 at home with Izzy and the baby. So that's a fun little thing. There's also one of the other, maybe this is why, okay. One of the other Dropout hosts is pregnant as well. And I was very taken aback because I was watching her show and I was like, what? Because I had not heard or seen anything about that. But 2, this might be why some of my stuff is so messed up, because I was trying to watch YouTube yesterday and every single YouTube ad that I got was for an electric heated breast pump. And I'm like, girly pop, you're talking to the wrong one. Just like when you send me these ads that are like, own your own home, but you're trying to, no, actually I don't. So I don't know how I'm getting all of these electric heated breast pump ads, but this might be it, me researching Dropout hosts that are pregnant. But because I wasn't super researching them recently, because I knew that Izzy had a baby. But that was like, Izzy had her baby like months ago. So that's like not current or recent or anything. And who is Lily Dew is the other one who's pregnant. She does what is the show? Swear I never lie to you. It's another like not gossip show, but like a secrets show where they tell secrets that happen to them, but it feels like a gossip show. What is that show? Dirty Laundry. I was about to look it up and I remembered. She does Dirty Laundry, where people like just air secrets that they've never told anyone, or they haven't told very many people. But I also knew that she was pregnant like months ago. Like I watched the video that made me look up if she's actually pregnant months ago. So why am I getting these ads? I don't understand. Also, Mother, are you almost done getting your food? You've been grabbing food for 400 years. 400 exactly. You gotta be done sometime soon. All good. Apparently, I am just good about talking by myself if I have a topic that I know a lot about. I feel like there was something else I was going to say. I talked about the breast pump ads, talked about my weird dream. Did I? Ooh, very important farmland update. Give it to me. What is the update? Take your time. Hobble up the stairs. What is this farmland update? Oh, speaking of farmland update, I did start playing one of those stupid little YouTube games just because I was like, I don't feel like pulling out my Switch. I just need some, like, just a little something to entertain my brain. So I started playing one of those, I'm trying to pull it up now. But it's one of those games where you like don't ever really have to press a button. You just move your character around and like you move your character to the vegetables to grab food, and then you move your character to the stand to like put the food down, and then you like wait for people to buy the food, and then you move your character to a register, and they like and you grab the money, and then you move your character over an empty plot, and it puts the money there to buy a new thing. Let's see. Farmland pushed an update, and now you can leave your farm and go to a new farm. And I can see that there are two more farms after that I haven't unlocked. But the money doesn't follow you, so you have to start over. Is that Farmland? Is the one that I have I don't think it's called Farmland. No, mine's a supermarket. Mine's called my mini mart. Let's I was about to say minimize, megamize. Yeah, mine's called my mini mart. And it's all very tomato based. Like I've gotten more vegetables now. But yeah, it's more. Yes, I finished the first store on my mini mart. I haven't finished the first store yet because I only really ever play it when I'm like, one, if it comes up when I'm scrolling YouTube, which happens to be a lot because I like I said, my algorithm is for some reason messed up. So I will do a lot more scrolling until the games show up more often. But it is not fun by any means. Like it's not, I would not say it's fun, but it's very like time passing. I can pass the time doing it. Like I keep going back to it because I'm like, oh, let me think. But also it keeps crashing. That's another thing that I wanted to talk about. One, the game keeps crashing because it's in YouTube. So I will like play the game and have my little floating YouTube window there, and it keeps crashing. Even when I don't have the floating YouTube window there, the game will crash. I think it's just my phone. But I also like I said previously, I think I said in previous TikToks or previous videos, I am back on TikTok now. But getting on TikTok is also frustrating because my phone doesn't want to run it. But all of my like drafts of videos that I've made are on this phone because they don't transfer over. Like, why is that a thing that happens? Why are my drafts not saved in the cloud is what I'm saying, because that takes space off of my phone and then my phone can run the app better. But also TikTok has started this thing where if you go to search something, so like I'm trying to figure out what I want because I want to do something with my hair because I'm tired of like I want to do some braids or something. And so I was looking up like pick and drop braids and mermaid like boho braids and all that stuff, like trying to figure out, is this something I think I can do and take care of, and what does it look like on different people? Which TikTok is very good for that, seeing a bunch of different people do the same thing, like seeing like what they look like and how it move and yada yada. But TikTok has started this thing where if you search something, first of all, they have TikTok doesn't have the AI search, but Instagram does, which is annoying. But TikTok does have the AI search where you'll search something and it'll give like an AI response of like, this is what pick and drop braids are. And I'm like, I don't need this. This is not what I asked, because Google will also do that where you're like Google something and you have to fully just ignore the first like chunk of the screen because they're like, this is what the AI has said that this thing is. It's condensed a bunch of articles. But I'm like, okay, but AI is not a person, because if you're telling me, because I've looked at it before and AI will be wrong a lot of the time because they're pulling from different articles, but those different articles might be saying like two different things. So it's like, do this, but also do this. It's like those things are counterintuitive. Like you're not giving me actual information. But the whole point of this is to say TikTok has started this thing where if you search for something and are trying to scroll through the videos, it will autoplay every single video that you're hovering on, which makes my phone absolutely freak out. And there's no way to turn it off because I want them to just be still thumbnails until I click the video that I want to look at, that I'm like, I'll look at the search thumbnails and click the one that I want to look at. But it will start autoplaying every single one as I'm scrolling down, and it freaks out my phone. I can't search anything anymore, and it's pissing me off. It is infuriating. Are you okay, Mother? Are you gonna make it? You look like you are perishing.
Okay. You ready?
Yeah, let me switch the music. Where are you, music? It's in brand. My brand. Okay. Now that I've had all of my angry rants,
Okay,
you want
you
to do
need to
the.
lower the volume on that music just a tad.
Okay, I got it.
It's distracting for me.
I get it. Is that better?
Yeah, that's better.
Okay. You want to do the intro that doesn't matter because we're not bringing anybody else in?
Yes, but it's 10:30, so that's when we really start. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Wednesday edition of the Coffee Klatsch. I am your presenter, Dani, the distracted dame, and this is my co-presenter.
Artemis, the fatigued because of my dog.
And if you have never been here before, we do a little bit of everything and nothing. Mostly we're a chat show. We are your audio ambiance. We are your background sound. We are here to keep you company while you do the laundry. We're here to be an adult voice while you are running after those toddlers. And if you are a 35-year-old billionaire who has an extreme serious heart problem and your doctor told you you need to give up your company and relax, so you bought a mansion in upstate New York, we're here to keep you calm because your beats per minute cannot go above 100. But I have to tell you, my guy, you need to make peace with the ghost in your house
Oh, God.
because she was there first and she is friends with everybody in town. She's been there over 100 years. So just let the book club come over on Wednesday. Let them have her friend's wedding in the ballroom. It'll be okay. It'll be okay. And that last bit was not my real life.
I would hope not. Wait, I would hope so. Actually, you're a rich billionaire. Give me some money. Inheritance.
That last bit was Haunted Hearts by S.C. Principal. I don't know how to pronounce her last name. It's Principal with an E at the end. And
Principale.
I want to say Principale, but I don't know if that's it. But it's part of her Pine Ridge series, which I don't like reading series out of order, but
You're running out of books.
well, yeah, and this book was not part of Kindle Unlimited when I first discovered the later books in the series. And then she decided to add all the earlier books back into Kindle Unlimited. So now, like these characters, I've already met them in the later books. So I already know that they're together. And now I'm going back and reading their,
It's like an origin story.
yeah, their origin story, meet cute, whatever.
Also, Ronald said go back to Alabama and rekindle love with the guy from back home. That would be a Hallmark movie, Ronald.
Yep, that's a Hallmark movie right there. I don't read those, my dude. I burnt myself out on Hallmark movies.
Also, our billionaire moved to Muppet, New York City?
So, what is you said you already had your room service today. What did you have?
Yeah, I've got coffee from Notorious Coffee, which is a local coffee roaster people. I got some coffee from one of the vendors at a market a couple weeks ago. I've been working my way through that, and it tastes like hazelnut creamer. I know we have some, I think, Coffee Mate hazelnut creamer in there.
Okay, well, I am having coffee back in my travel mug, bumped up with my mushrooms because I forgot for a while that I had the mushrooms and I was just having regular coffee. And then I get a package in the mail. It's from your sister, another package of mushroom coffee.
Did
It's
she
like,
just
oh,
sign up for every dose and is sending you her every dose shipment?
yes. Yes, because
Why?
she is concerned. She feels like this is all of y'all do whatever you think you need to do for me, and I appreciate it. And her way of taking care of me is sending me the mushroom coffee because she feels like it should be doing something for my brain or something. And so on days like today when we do the videos and I have to get up early, I do drink the mushroom. I feel like it helps a little bit better.
The
So
mushrooms.
it's not a
Also,
big obvious difference. It's just like I feel like it might give me a little bit of something. Snowing.
what?
Snowing.
What? It is barely cold. Like it is just now starting to
Snowing.
feel like
We
fall,
we
like late
but
fall over
seriously,
here.
we can still walk out to the mailbox barefooted here. I mean, it's not hot, but it's like in the mid 60s.
Hmm.
So you can still walk outside without a jacket and in your bedroom slippers and go get the
It's a
mail.
little colder than that up here, but not snowing weather.
And I also indulged myself in you can't see it,
A breakfast bowl.
a breakfast bowl. I got the steak and egg one, and I put
Ooh.
some mild taco sauce on it.
Speaking of steak, Wayne got these like he wanted to make himself some like steak and eggs or something. But when he did the DoorDash order, they sent him these like tiny little steaks, like super like tiny thin steak.
Like the
And it's
steakums that they make sandwiches with.
I don't know because I haven't seen them. But he said that they were too thin for what he was trying to do. I can't remember if it was steak and eggs or something else, but he said they were too thin for what he was trying to do. So he has been making me steak fried rice, where he like marinates the steak and then cooks it, and then cooks the rice and the leftover oils in the steak. It's been very good. I've had steak fried rice like almost every day for the last like week. Well, steak or chicken fried rice, so they have chicken too. It's very good.
And so it's nice to have a man around the house who cooks.
Because I'm not doing it. If it were up to me, I would be eating microwave cheese sandwiches.
Silly girl. So, I know you did a little bit of a life update telling us about your dreams,
I did. I'm trying to
but
pull up to see did I have any actual life updates. Oh
you did.
yeah, the boil advisory is lifted. So we have been flushing periodically, kind of flushing through our water system. But according to the government, we're allowed to use our water again. So no more
Yay.
water bottles or anything like that. Though we are going to finish going through the water bottles that we have because that saves the water if we don't have to. Because a lot of the water bottles we have were given to us for free. So we're going to work through that because then we don't have to pay for water.
So, because I was planning to ask you anyway about the boil water and how are the general recovery in your area. How is that going?
So the water advisory was lifted. I think there might be still a couple areas that were worse off that don't have water, but they're like working towards it. I think they're trying to get the biggest sections that they can, just like they did with the power. But in my immediate area, power water is fine. There are still several roads that are like closed for the foreseeable future. Like the road I have constantly, the road that's right, like basically right down from Party Store where I work. Normally you can follow that road because there's like the mall and you can follow that road to get to Target and Michael's. That road does not exist anymore. There are like roadblocks that are up and like a cop car parked there every single day to make sure no one breaks through the roadblocks and tries to drive over there because it's dangerous. Um, that road is no more. I've been told that there's like for this road specifically because that's one people ask me all the time when they come to our store. Is like, do you know how to get to Target? Do you know how to get to Michael's? Do you know how to get to Chuck E. Cheese? Because Chuck E. Cheese is also in that same area. But there are people that ask all the time how to get over there, and I've been told by other people that you can like there's a back way to go around, like get on the highway, go around, and you can come in the other way to get there, but I don't know how to do that. It seems like the GPSs have been updated for the most part for most of the closed roads, but I don't know about that one. I have not tried it out yet, which is frustrating because I just a few like months ago just announced on the stream that I really like the Sweet Snuggles Light from Michael's to use for crocheting my amigurumis, and now I can't get to Michael's.
Yeah, I imagine people must be using something like the Waze app, if that still exists, because Waze is, um, well, I guess Google Maps, since it is an app on your phone instead of a thing, that they might have the update. But I remember specifically when Waze used to be a thing that they would update.
Hmm.
People would, I mean, it was updated because people would even put in, okay, I just drove past here. There is a wreck on such and such a road or
Yeah,
whatever.
Google Maps can do
So
that
that,
too. Because
oh,
you'll
okay.
get, as you're driving, because I use Google Maps to get anywhere, because memorizing places that I only go twice a month is not something my brain does. Um, but Google Maps does that too, because like while you're driving using Google Maps, it'll say, there was a report that there was a wreck up here, up at like 2 miles from here. Is this wreck still here? And you can confirm yes, or if you ignore it, then it's gonna like, I guess if it's not there or whatever. It does the same for speed traps as well. So like, hey, watch out for speed traps for the cops.
So they pretty much borrowed that from Waze because Waze
Yeah,
started doing that years ago before Google
but
Maps was a thing.
I know that some of the roads have been updated though, because I had to drive out. I had to drive out for a thing a few weeks ago, and it like closer to Halloween, and I knew that some of the roads getting there were rough, and it like navigated me around most of the roads, but one of the roadblocks was not on Google, so it led me directly to a roadblock. It was on my way home that it led me directly to a roadblock, but luckily I sort of knew where I was and was able to kind of circumvent, like double back around and get to where I need to go. I panicked for a hot second though. I was like, I hope the way that I know is right, because otherwise I'm stuck here forever.
Silly girl.
But yeah, things are there. There are still. It's it's kind of frustrating because it's like Wayne and I are focused on us because we like have to work every day that we can to make sure that we can pay our rent and not like and make sure we can pay our rent, feed ourselves, feed the dogs, like make to like survive. But it is getting to the point, sort of like at the end of the year, at the end of 2020 during the pandemic, where towards the end of the year people were like, yeah, this thing's kind of over, right? When it's definitely not.
Over, yeah.
Yeah, and it's
That's why I made sure to ask you about it, because last week when we talked and you told me that there was still a boil water advisory, that's when it hit me. Oh yeah, I'm not hearing it in the news anymore. I'm not seeing people on Tik because like for about 2 weeks, every other TikTok I was seeing on my
mhm.
FYP was people saying, yeah, this is what's going on in Asheville. This is what's going on in my area, after the storm and stuff. And I haven't seen a TikTok about the area in, it feels like a month.
Yeah, there are still
But
people who are fully just put up in hotels right now because their houses were destroyed.
yeah.
Like it's yeah. And it's like to the point like they're still doing cleanup efforts in some places. Like I know they're still doing cleanup efforts in Marshall. Faye Nectar was finally able to open again. They're going to be having markets starting next Saturday. I won't be able to be there because I'll be working. But Faye Nectar is having markets starting next Saturday. Um, with a like they're doing a Black Friday small business market.
Mhm.
Um, so
Well,
like
it's too bad you won't be there because
yeah,
you need to try, because you're going to go the whole winter without markets. So,
I think I am just kind of resigned to that because going from the schedule that I had before, where I was only working a couple days a week and everything else is supplemented by markets and crocheting and all of that, to working full time has like I went from 30 miles an hour to stepping on the gas, and I am so burnt out.
yeah.
Like so burnt out. And Wayne came to work with me the other day, and like my okay, so circling back around, I do have more life updates stuff. I guess we're just gonna be talking about life updates all day. So I am applying to be manager. Like they're going to like as long as everything goes through, they're gonna make me a manager. It was going to be a 75-cent raise. I am like I'm
Is that
getting
good
paid
or is that good or bad? The way you emphasize it, I don't know if that's good or bad.
bad. It was
Okay.
75 cents from I'm going right now from I just run the register, which on a busy day is me running the register, blowing up 200 plus balloons by myself, running around saying, hey, literally the other day, there was, oh my goodness, more room service.
And I packed you a lunch for the market.
And a lunch for the market. Thank you. And I got a grilled cheese.
Talking about grilled cheese.
Love you.
Sidebar: Lunchables grilled cheese that you put in the microwave, not great.
I didn't think so. You're good. Just leave her there. Just leave her there. The dog snuck in when he was bringing me the food. She follows the food. But so I am going from right now, like, which is already a lot of stuff because we're down. Like, that's part of why I can't go to that market on Saturday is we are down 4 people actually. Because one of the people, she had her baby and said that she was going to continue working a couple days a week at the store, has not responded to the manager. 2 of the people straight up quit.
Was this her first baby?
No, this is her 3rd baby.
Okay, so she probably didn't realize how much trouble it was going to be to try to come back to work. Because when you have 2 babies, at least you have 1 baby for the husband and 1 baby for the wife. When you get a 3rd baby, that's just a random baby out there that you got to chase.
Her other two kids are like elementary school age, I think. But she's also a volunteer firefighter, so she is like back working with the fire department as well. Or she's either volunteer or she's like a proper firefighter, but like not properly on the staff. Like she only works some of the time. I don't know, because I know that she did go to school for it and everything. So she is also a firefighter. So Party City was her second job, just like for Party Store was her second fallback job, just like for Wayne. He's picking up shifts here and there just so he can have like a job in case something falls through. Which several people do that, but that also makes it look like we're more staffed than we are.
I'm confused.
You're confused?
You mean Wayne picking up shifts here and there from where?
From my store.
Oh, Wayne works at Party Store too?
Yes, he left Chipotle because he left Chipotle. We already knew he left Chipotle. He left Panda just because he was just burnt out on food. Like Chipotle messed him up, and he tried to go to this other store and was just like, I thought that just switching stores would help. Turns out it's fucked. So he has another job already, but in the interim between the 2 jobs, he was picking up shifts at my job, and that's what multiple people have done. So the girl who's a firefighter, she only worked like 1 day a week or 1 day every 2 weeks just to maintain that she's on the schedule, but is not fully working at the store. That's what Thomas also did, he works for a radio station. He worked 1 day a week just to maintain on the schedule, but was not really working in the store, just to maintain that they could have a backup.
We don't talk about politics on this show, but I just have to say, the economy.
I don't know what you're about to say, but I feel like it's about to launch me into a rant. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say that in our personal little bubble, we are doing better than we have in years. But I do recognize that is less to do with us making more money, because we're not really, and more to do with the fact that all of y'all are grown, and 2 of the grown kids are living here and have jobs and help contribute to the household.
Absolutely not. Sorry, gotta get the dog.
The household. But it's just too much if all these people with real jobs still have to go pick up a couple hours at Party Store to be able to maintain their lifestyle. That's just crazy. I've always known, I was telling my husband, I've always known that our life feels like it's always slightly out of step with everybody else's, because our income or our finances don't really line up with everybody else's. Like the example I give often is the recession back in the early 2000s. and all these news articles and magazine articles and stuff would come out about, oh, the recession's really bad, so here are some tips on how to tighten your belt, and here are some tips on how to save some money, and blah blah blah. And I remember when the whole gardening thing got really big because people were having trouble affording food and all this other kind of stuff. And I'm like, y'all are just now catching up to where we have been for the first 10 years of our marriage. We have always been struggling. Y'all, these tips that y'all are talking about, that's old hat to us because we have always been like that. And now, now here we are again in a situation where the rest of the country is going, oh, the economy's so bad, and people can't afford to buy houses and this and that and the other. Whereas and we're not rich by any means, because I make less money than pick any one of my children, and I make less per hour than all of y'all.
Are you sure?
But yeah. So, but still, we're doing better than we ever did when you guys were still living at home. We're not struggling nearly as much. And it's hard to see what the difference is because we didn't buy y'all a lot of stuff when you lived here. But we just always seem to be out of step with what the rest of the country is feeling as far as the economy.
Well, circling back to what I said, and on the point of what Ari said, is saying, I asked my manager, because we work in like a little, like, not really strip mall, but like plaza area. Like there's us, there's Joann's, there's TJ Maxx, Five Below, Ross is like, if you go around, Ross is over like in the same, like, we basically share a parking lot. And everybody in our plaza pays more than us, except for Joann's, who pays $9.75 an hour. Everybody in our plaza pays more than us. And the manager has said, if you want me to be staffed so that we can get the things done in the time that you need me to, we need to raise the pay rate. Because before this, back when it was the pandemic and everybody was like, you need to pay livable wages, they were paying like $13 an hour. And then they dropped it back down to $10.75. I think when they, like, with the bankruptcy or whatever. But she's like, we need to pay livable wages, and so that people, because like, even besides just the nationwide party store, people in Asheville can't pay for their houses, can't live off of what we're paying. And do you know what the district manager told her? She told her, I don't expect anybody to be able to live off of what we're paying. Party City is not a full-time job. Like, basically saying this needs to be a part-time job. You need to have saying if you're working at Party City, you need to have 2 jobs.
Yeah.
Which is absolutely wild for someone to say. No one should have to work more than one job.
That's not a new thing. I've heard a lot of people say that McDonald's is not a full-time job. Fast food in general is not a full-time job. Restaurants in general are not supposed to be a full-time job. Target is not supposed to be a full-time job.
Some restaurants I've seen that not really, but when I was working at McDonald's, I was getting paid like $14, $15 an hour.
Mm-hmm.
Like, the only reason I quit working at McDonald's is because it got too stressful, and one of the new managers stepped in and didn't like me. It was because, like, I am good at my job. I can run both, like, working at McDonald's, I could run both lanes and the register at the same time, which is 3 different people's jobs. I could run both lanes and the registers at the same time for an entire shift. But I will buck back if someone's like, you can't wear makeup like that, you can't do this, you can't do that, because what does my makeup have to do with me doing 3 full people's jobs? Like, if this is how I stop myself from quitting my job, let me do it. But yeah, so that whole nonsense. But so yes, so I'm going from what I normally do, which is running the register, doing balloons, running around the store telling everybody, oh, I'm sorry, you didn't find bandanas? Well, here, walk over to this section. Oh, you didn't see them over there? I'll walk over there with you. So here's the red bandanas and the blue bandanas and the green bandanas. I literally had to do that to somebody the other day because she's like, I was just over there and I didn't see it. And I walked over there and I grabbed each one I was walking down the aisle. Red, blue, green, orange, purple. Did you need another color? Like, she's like, oh no, I'm sorry. And I'm like, you're wasting my time, lady. I've got things to do. I have to answer the phones. I have to hand out pickup orders. If people do a curbside, I have to walk the curbside orders outside. Like that's all that I do, getting paid by $10.75 an hour. And then to be a manager, they were going to pay me an extra 75 cents to still continue to do all of that, learn how to do all of the stocking and mark all of the things that we're out of so they could order it, learn how to run the drawer and run the drawers and count the drawers at night. And there's a couple other like stocking things. Oh, I have to pick the order. So when people like put in online orders, I have to go and pick those orders and prepare them for people. So I still have to maintain being able to do the rest of that stuff, but then also like pull in another employee to do that stuff while I go pick orders and do all these other things. Like 75 cents. So I was like, yeah. So I was like, I'm only going to be doing this until April when market season starts up again. So ask her for $1 or I'm so sorry, you're out of luck. Because my manager needs another manager. She really needs another manager. They only have 3 and one of them just took a 10-day vacation to Disneyland with his kids. So, which like good for him, good for his kids. Don't send us pictures of you in Disneyland while we're here struggling. Because we were pissed because one of the days that he took out, there was a balloon release, which one thing, Hispanic people will always get animal balloons. White people will always try to get balloons at the last second and be so pissed off that they can't cut in line in front of people. And Black people will always do a balloon release. This is something that will always happen. It is so consistent what people are getting their balloons for and what people are doing with their balloons. But Black people, they will do a balloon release. Every time.
I didn't realize that was a Black people thing. I thought balloon releases were a white people thing myself. But
Black people will always do a balloon release. And it is like clockwork. We'll get a couple balloons in that are in the same color scheme. Like people will come in, can I get black, purple, and gold? Okay. Can I get black, purple, and gold? Okay. Can I get black, purple, and gold? Is there something going on? Yeah, there's going to be a balloon release at 6:45 today. At 6:45. Oh. I think it was at 6:00 this past one. If there's a balloon release at 6:00, everybody will be coming in at 5:30.
Are they doing them for like a memorial or something?
Yes. Yeah, they're doing it for a memorial.
That's what we did for your uncle.
Which I understand. Balloon releases, it's a beautiful sentiment. All of that. If you know that there's going to be a balloon release, make sure that people are ordering balloons ahead of time because half the congregation cannot come in at 5:30 and everybody's ordering 12 balloons at a time. That's not how that works. Because it was only me running balloons, and then we had to pull in literally everyone in the store. The managers had to stop doing stocking. The other people had to stop doing stocking. Somebody else had to run a second register. Like we had to pull in literally everyone in the store to do balloons. We had so many balloons that we were like, by the time it was 5:30, people were still coming in for balloons. And we're like, I'm so sorry. There's a 2-hour wait. We know that your balloon release is at 5:30. Go next door to Five Below because they can inflate your balloons for you. We were sending people to Five Below next door to us because we had a 2-hour wait because everybody waited to the last second to get balloons. Mm-hmm. I fully lost my train of thought on because that manager took 10 days off, and in the middle of his 10 days, we had that happen. Like I was doing balloons from the moment I got there to the moment that the balloon release ended, like the whole day. Just balloons after balloons after balloons after balloons, and people getting pissed. And somebody took balloons that weren't theirs, so we had a 50 balloon order that we then had to redo because somebody took balloons that weren't theirs. It was full chaos. But because she only has 3 managers, we worked that evening, and then the next day. And yes, so the people Ari was there that day because Ari was there for a wedding in Asheville. They took the balloons that weren't theirs. let half of them go into the sky. So there were 25 balloons just floating into the sky because he decided to try to fit 50 balloons in his car at once instead of taking them a couple bundles at a time. Let them go into the sky. It was like, oh, I'm sorry, I lost 25 of them. I'll go ahead and pay for them. Let's redo those. So we get those balloons, but we hadn't started on those because we had other orders that we were working on. The actual lady who ordered those 50 balloons came in and she's like, this is ridiculous. I put this in an hour ago. Why are you guys not done with my balloons yet? And we're like, we thought you sent somebody to come pick up your balloons because there was only 150 balloon order. We didn't have a name with it because I was expecting that same lady to come back because she said she was coming back. We didn't put a name with it. And then another guy comes in and says, I'm here to pick up an order of 50 balloons. She said, I'm supposed to pick up 50 balloons. And we kept asking him, are they foil balloons? Are they latex balloons? Are you sure that it's 50 balloons? And he's like, yes, it's 50 balloons. It's definitely 50 balloons. And she said it's for such and such name. We didn't have that name written down, so we assumed it was the one that didn't have the name attached. Turns out he did have the name. He gave us the wrong name 4 times because it was for the mother of the deceased. Gave us the wrong name 4 times. Finally got the right name because it was like it was like the brother, the sister, the mother's actual name and not her nickname. And so we finally got it. And it wasn't 50 balloons. It was 30 balloons. And they were foil balloons. They weren't even latex balloons. So he was completely wrong. And so it was just so frustrating. Like, if you're sending somebody pick something up, give them all of the correct information, please. Like, what in the world is going on? I sent Ari and Tyler to go get me some food. They went with Wayne because I forgot my wallet at home. I sent Ari and Tyler to go get me food. They brought me that food. That food is ice cold when I got it. Cookout is right up the road. That food is ice cold by the time I got to eat it. I was furious. But so we did that on Friday, and then Saturday, me and my manager worked literally all day open to close because one of the other employees called out. So we worked open to close, and it was a Saturday, so it was still busy again. And then Sunday, I worked only half the shift on Sunday. I worked open to 4, and it was still busy again. And then Monday, I worked open to 4. Tuesday, I worked open to 4. This is my first day off since the balloon release.
Oh my goodness. And it's not off because you're doing a market today, aren't you?
Exactly. My first real day off is tomorrow. And my manager is still working. She is not, because that one manager took 10 days off, she's not going to have a day off until Monday.
Oh my goodness.
It is. So I am doing her a favor by taking the manager position, but I'm like, I am not going to do this for less than $1. I'm not going to try to fight you to give me an extra $3. Give me a full $1 raise per hour. And she said she talked to the manager, and she said the manager was still acting like she didn't want to do it for 25 extra cents to get a manager to help run the store.
That's crazy.
It is. Sorry, I had a lot to get off my chest that I didn't realize was there until the words started coming out of my mouth.
It's okay. That's what we're here for. This whole thing started with me and you catching up, and we just happened to let people watch us.
It was just infuriating. But all that to say, I just need to finish putting the application thing, and I will be a manager until April, in which case I am stepping down, and the 17-year-old will be 18 and can take over from where I am. Because they were worried that
are you going to stay at that job but just not do the manager stuff anymore? Okay.
Yeah. Because they were worried that they were going to make them hire somebody out of store as a manager. When the 17-year-old is very good at her job and would be a good manager and wants to be a manager. And wants to be a manager, but she's 17, so she can't. And so I'm going to take that position until April, in which she will be, her name is Sydney as well, but it's with an S. But until Sydney is 18, and then Sydney can take over the manager position, and I will step down and go back to doing my cheeky little markets.
Okay, good. I'm just concerned about you, motherly concern. I'm just concerned about this job seems to allow you to do the things that you need to do. They don't pay as much as you need, but they allow you to have the time off for your markets. They allow you to wear the makeup that you like to wear and the wigs and whatever. So I feel like this is a good fit for you. I wish they paid you more, but it's a good fit for you. So I'd hate to see you leave and try to find yet another place.
Yeah.
Because you've already been through a few jobs. at this point. We'd like to see you stay somewhere for a little while.
Yeah, and I told Wade and I've told myself, like, I want this to be the last job that I do before I do full time with my own business. Like, I don't want to find another job. I want to do this until I'm ready to stop working in corporate America, period, and just do my job.
I feel you, because this job that I'm doing now, I want this to be my last job until I retire. And I've got till 2035. So 2035. So I just gotta hang in till then.
Oh.
But my life update is not much, just that I went to your Aunt Terry's this weekend.
You left the house?
This past weekend. I know, I left the house. Crazy, isn't it? We didn't do much because she asked me like a week and a half ago, do you want to come this coming weekend? And I'm like, well, and I was honest with her. I said, it sounds good right now, but I don't know what kind of mood I'm going to be in when the 15th comes up. You know what I mean? It sounds good right now, but my moods and my energy change here and there. So I don't know what kind of mood I'm going to be in. So when it came up, sure enough, I told her, I said, are we still on for this weekend? She said, yeah. I said, okay. I don't want to do anything. I don't want to, because she started asking me, well, what restaurant do you want to go to? But I said, I don't want to go nowhere. I don't want to do anything that requires me to put on a bra. I want to sit in my lounge clothes. I want to eat some food. I'm going to bring some board games and some projects. And she has a painting that she's been working on, a paint by number. But like it's a nice one. It's not like a little one like I usually do. It's like a big, nice one on like a canvas that you roll out and everything. I mean, it's not on the little cardboard stuff like you would get as kids. This is a nice picture. So she's taking her time to really work on it. You know, she has to keep it clipped on a
easel.
You know. No, on a pants hanger, you know, the pants hanger.
Yeah.
She has it clipped on a pants hanger and hanging, because her cats, when she had it just laid out on the table, her cats would try to jump on it.
Step all over it, yeah.
So she has it hanging. So that's pretty much what we did. We spent a little. We watched the Olivia Rodrigo Guts tour on Netflix.
Nice.
It was okay. I knew most of the songs. I'm surprised I knew most of the songs. And she kept looking at me going, why do you know all these songs?
Because you watch like,
TikTok. Exactly. TikTok. I know all these songs.
Olivia Rodrigo has been all over TikTok.
Exactly. So I know practically that whole album because of TikTok. And so I enjoyed that. And the show was, if you have Netflix, watch it. It's a cute hour and 20 minutes, I think, to kill some time. It was good. So we watched that. She cooked as usual, because I can't tell her to just sit down and, you know, she asked me, what do you want from the grocery store? I'm stopping by the grocery store before I come get you. I'm like, it doesn't matter. You could just get some frozen pizza. She's not going to get frozen pizzas.
No, of course not.
Of course, she got flatbreads and chopped things and put things, and she's not going to just get a frozen pizza. So, we played Just Desserts. We played Ticket to Ride San Francisco.
Nice.
A few times. And we played my brain is empty. We played Just Desserts. We played that like 3 times. Oh, we played Super Mega Lucky Box.
Ooh, I need to get Super Mega Lucky Box.
Oh, the copy I have, it does not belong to me. That is V's copy, because she left.
Oh, did she leave it with you?
Because we played, and then we all went back to. So I gathered all the games up and took them back to my room. She was supposed to come get it from my room. She never did.
Never got it.
I ended up having to carry that in my suitcase. I mean, in my backpack on the way back. adding weight to my backpack when we had to stand. You remember when we had to stand in there for, it felt like an hour and the line never moved?
Yes.
And I
It
thought
was. Ooh, I think I've got
gonna pass
video
out.
of that. Ooh.
I
While you're
thought I
talking,
was gonna pass out.
I'm gonna see if I can pull a
And
video of it.
so anyway, if I'm carrying that thing, that's my game now. I'm gonna give it back to her, but I'm still gonna use it while I got it. So I took it with me. So we played that. That was fun. I worked a little bit on my this will lead us into our crafty thoughts. I worked a little bit on my color by number, but not enough to show. I worked a little bit on my sticker book, but again, not enough to show. And I worked on the Red Heart All-in-One, which we can talk about when we get into the crafty things. But yeah, that's pretty much what we did. We just laid around and talked and played games. That was us.
Speaking of games, full sidebar. I couldn't find the video of us standing in line. But full sidebar, another reason I was so frustrated about this weekend and having to work so much and just being so tired was I got invited to an IRL like board game night on Sunday, and I didn't get to go.
Oh no!
Because some of my farmers market friends were like, "Hey, we're doing some board games on Sunday if you want to come." And I'm like, yeah, I would love to, but I think I might have to work. And they're like, well, we'll be playing from such and such time, so if you want to come, you can. And they were joking. They're like, don't bring anything crazy. I know you gamers like to bring super complicated games. And I'm like, so what you're saying is I'm not bringing D&D character sheets. But I was going to bring like the Red Dragon Inn, because that one's pretty simple. It's a drinking game, but it's pretty simple. And maybe 6 Nymph. But Super Mega Lucky Box would have been, I think, a good game, because even like the aunties were able to learn how to play that one. So like Super Mega Lucky Box, I feel like would have been a good game, but I don't own that one. But I wasn't able to go because Sunday I worked from 8 until 4 p.m. And by the time it was 4 p.m. was when game night was starting. By the time it was 4 p.m., I was zonked. I was so tired. Like I was, I couldn't do anything. Like I literally came home, sat down. I didn't even play my Switch. I didn't crochet anything. I just like kind of sat there and stared at my phone. Like I was just so tired.
Bummer. You missed a real life board game night.
Yes. With people that I don't normally get to play with. So I was very frustrated.
Bummer. We haven't done our board game night in a while.
Yeah, that's why I wanted to play, because I was like, I would play. But I also was like, most of the games that I like to play are digital. I do not own physical copies of most of the games I like to play. Like we could have maybe played Kings in the Corner, but if I could find a deck of cards.
You could have took Ticket to Ride London.
We've got Ticket to Ride London, but Ticket to Ride London is small. I don't know how many people are going to be there.
Well, a lot of times at a game thing like that, they'll run like,
multiple games.
Group is playing a game here and one group is playing a game here. Okay, so do we want to get into crafty thoughts?
Sure.
Hard out at 12?
Yeah, 12, 12:15, 12:30ish. Okay.
So Yarny crafty
no hard
thoughts.
Out, I guess.
Yarny crafty thoughts. What you got?
So I started 2 projects and have finished neither of them. I have a skein of and I've got that yarn that Ari and Tyler brought last week.
But that's right. You were supposed to show the yarn.
I'll show that momentarily.
So
I've got a skein.
We're going to embiggen you. How do I embiggen you? Where are you?
Where am I?
There you are.
This is a skein of the Bernat Ombre. Is Bernat Ombre or Bernat Perfect Phasing? I can't remember which one. But it's the one that has like color and then goes to white on the outside. You don't see very much color in the middle because I'm turning it into a snake.
Look at you.
And I used my big, what are they called? I can't believe what they're called. I can't remember what they're called, but the eyes, the safety eyes that I got that have the color, but they're like sunken in, the ones that I used for the rabbit before. Look at this boy.
Oh, those look nice.
Right? It's so cute.
Those look nice.
It's so cute. And I feel like you can see me better because I actually set up my ring light today. And so you can see me.
Nice.
but it's so cute. So I started this project. I started that days ago and have not picked it up in a hot second. Because with the burnt outness from work, I feel like I don't have the energy to work on anything.
Yeah. That's why I don't have a lot of stuff to show, because I don't have the work burnout to blame, but I just general fatigue. All I want to do is lay down. So I haven't, by the time I get done doing whatever work I'm doing, by the time the sun goes down, it feels like I don't feel like doing anything. And on top of that, I joined a lot of tournaments on BGA several months ago.
Are you still playing out those tournaments?
No, all the tournaments just started. It's like I see all these tournaments. Well, I like all these games. I'll join these tournaments. Back when I only had like 15 tables at a time going, and now, excuse me, and depending on when I do it, it's like, are you gonna show the yarns?
Not yet. I was going to pull up my other ill-advised project that I started. Okay. And then I'm going to show the yarns, because I started 2 projects, one of which I was going to use the yarns for, and then was like, let me wait to show the yarns and I'll use the yarns for something. But I am sharing my screen because I picked up another project that I have complained about before, but am going to do anyway, I guess. I'm showing the pattern first. This is the Novella shawl by Regina Weiss.
Novella. Okay, I got it in big in you so I can see this. Oh, that's interesting. Does it have a hood? Yes, a hood.
It has a hood.
I thought I saw a hood,
which I feel like makes it look more fantasy. So instead of doing like a full cloak, I could do a shawl and throw a hood on it.
Yeah, that definitely looks more fantasy.
And it'll give so I feel like that will get around I want to make shawls because they're easy, but no one is buying shawls.
Yeah.
I think if I slap a hood on it, and maybe she has like a pin, I think, for hers, or maybe in some of the other people. Yeah, she's got some sort of clip or something. With hers. Let me see if I can pull up the projects. So I saw somebody that had one that was like, they specifically had a pin holding it together that looked really cute. But I guess I'm not gonna find
shawl pins are definitely a thing. You need a shawl pin if you're gonna wear also one on the regular, because they don't stay around your shoulders.
Also, I know a blacksmith who we've been trying to do something to collaborate together, and he was the one. Here's one with a pin or maybe a button, but he was suggesting this one has a button. But he was suggesting that I make a cloak, and then I could get a pin from him at a discount and sell the whole thing, because having a like handmade blacksmith pin would jack up the price, and then I could like sell it for more. But I tried making a cloak and it just took forever because I wanted a full length cloak. But this I think will circumvent that, and I can just make a shawl. So I am going to stop sharing my screen. Get out of here. I'm going to embiggen me. There we go. So I started the shawl. I started the shawl on, let's see. I want to say I started the shawl on Saturday or Sunday, probably Sunday. And I am using, it's going to be scrappy because I'm just straight up just using colors that I have, because I'm like, I was like, oh, I can go and buy some cute like ombre cakes. I'm like, I don't need to spend money. And then I was like, oh, I can use the yarn that Ari got me. And I'm like, I haven't showed any of the yarn. So I'm like, let me actually use some of the yarn that I've got. So you will recognize one of these colors because it's one that I hate. And I'm like, let me put it in a shawl so I can get rid of it.
That blue.
Yes.
It looks nice with the green though, with the other colors. It looks nice.
Yeah, it's blue, green, and purple is what I've got going here. And
yeah, it looks nice together.
I did like a little pattern here, but I've got a lot less of the green and purple than I do of the blue. So I did the pattern. So it's going to be like basically at the top of your back is going to be the pattern. And then I'm going to keep, you can kind of see already, I'm just going to keep going with just the blue.
Just the blue for the rest of it. Yeah, that'll be nice.
And then I think because it has a little ruffle at the bottom, because I wanted, one, I stopped using the blue. I'm going to bring you back. One, I stopped using the blue because I wanted to, you make the hood last, and I wanted to be able to have the blue and purple, or the purple and green in the hood.
Yeah.
So it kind of is cohesive. And two, I wanted to be able to have some, I didn't want it to just stop.
You're right, Ronald. Ronald says, I know a blacksmith. You just say that so casual.
Okay, to make it worse, I actually know 2 blacksmiths, but one of them wanted to do a collaboration with me.
Say you live in Arty Farty Asheville without saying you live in Arty Farty Asheville.
It's more that I go to Ren Fair stuff. I know 2 blacksmiths and a guy who sells loots.
Arty Farty Asheville.
Anyway, I wanted to be able to have some of the purple and green in the hood, and I think I'm going to save some of the purple and green and put it in the ruffle at the bottom to connect it. So we'll have the kind of spotlight of the triangle like right across the back. And then when I get it long enough to the way that I want it, which is essentially going to be once I start running out of blue, or it gets to, because in the picture that she shows, it looks like it goes down past her, maybe just above her butt in the picture. So on me right now, it's like, I think it's reaching like the top of the small of my back right now when I put it on. So I'm going to go for a good while. But it also, I wonder if you can even tell. So can you tell that I was doing 2 different kinds of stitches here?
Let me look.
It wouldn't, I don't think it would be super obvious.
A little bit. It looks like you're doing some front post or something, because it looks like there's some ridges in there.
So the top section here, let me get down here. So all of the colored section up until you reach where I start doing the bigger blue section, all of this is linked double crochet.
Okay.
But the linked double crochet is slower for me because I have to go into a different space, and it's not always easy to catch that space. So I did linked double crochet for this section because it's closed.
Is that what the pattern called for?
Yeah, the pattern called for the whole shawl to be made out of linked double crochet. Because it's more closed and it creates a more solid piece of fabric. Because double crochet, if I hold up this section, is, let's see if you can see the light through it.
Yeah.
Whereas the rest is like you can't. And so it calls for it to be, so it's a more closed piece of fabric, I think, so it's warmer and just for a different look. But the linked double crochet is so much slower, and I'm like, I want to finish this project. And so I did linked double crochet up until this section. And so the linked double crochet will cover the shoulder section. Like the linked double crochet hits right here. And then the rest of the shawl is going to be just double crochet until I get to the ruffles. I feel like it's not a huge difference. I feel like it makes the accent look better. I feel like it's not a huge difference switching to the double crochet. And even with double crochet, if you're wearing a huge piece of double crochet fabric, it's still going to be warm.
Yeah, because that sweater I made for vacation. Yeah, I didn't do any kind of linked anything, and you can still feel that. I mean, I wasn't overly hot, but there was some warmth to it.
Yeah. So I switched to the faster stitch so I can try to blast through this, because it's getting to the point where I am like, I have to go all the way around this bottom edge over and over.
And it's getting to the point where you would want to put the project down because it's like, okay, I'm getting bored now.
Yeah, it's taken some time. So I want to blast through it with the fastest stitch that I can do. And then I'll get to the ruffle and do the ruffle and stuff. But I'm still doing the same like increases. I'm just dropping the linked part and just doing double crochets. But it's going pretty fast. Like I said, I started that I think on Sunday. Maybe I don't think Saturday because I was very busy on Saturday. So I think I started it on Sunday. So that's what I've gotten from Sunday until today.
Yeah, you get so much more work done than I do.
Well, I also I do it when I'm sitting at work because Monday and Tuesday we're not busy at work at all. So I did it while I was doing that, while I was just sitting at work, and then I come home and I'll knock out maybe a couple rows. But it's getting to the point where I'll sit down at home and knock out a couple rows in an hour or something. It takes a while. But that is my ill-advised project that I started. Can I turn away from the window? There we go. So I look a little bit brighter. And now for the yarn. So first things first, also in that yarn bag was this.
The crochet hooks. Did you look and make
Yes.
sure it actually is a full set?
Look at that.
Oh. And all those silver ones, I bet you will never
Not gonna
use.
touch.
Not
gonna
I have a full set of those silver ones that I have never touched.
I might try to do like I might use some of the larger of the silver ones, but like I think this is the smallest one. Let's embiggen me. So
I
we can
still
look at
have
something ridiculous.
a package of I think it's either 50 or 100 earring hooks, because I was gonna try to make earrings, and I tried for like 2 seconds. I was like, oh, I can't use this small hook, and I stopped. So tiny.
It's 0.8 millimeter.
So tiny.
It's so small.
So
Oh god,
tiny.
let me put this back. Ari said, why would I do her dirty and give her a set with missing hooks? But this is really good
because it came from Goodwill. It might not have all the hooks.
This is really good because I couldn't find my 6 millimeter hook. I don't know what happened to it. I've lost my 6 millimeter hook. So I've got a 6.5 millimeter, which is just as fine for me because I never follow gauge or hook size anyway. I've got another 5 millimeter hook, one that doesn't have the color rubbed off from my hand from using it over and over. And then I've got some of the smaller hooks that I didn't have before. So that is very good. And mostly just I have a case to keep them in. Because part of the reason that I keep losing my hooks is I'll leave them in projects. I'll leave them in yarn. I'll stick them in my hair. They will fall out somewhere. I will leave them on a table. Now I am putting my hook back in the case every time and putting the case back in my bag. And whenever I pick up a project, I can just grab the hook again.
Yeah.
So that, because I don't think I ever had a zip case. I just had like hooks that came in like a plastic thing, or I'd buy them individually at Aunt Joanne's.
Yeah, my original zip case, I don't even know if it ever had a full set in it, because a hook for ants.
That's a hook for ants.
I don't even know if my original case ever had a full set in it, because the left side where all those silver hooks usually live, I keep some needles in there. Some yarn needles. I don't think I ever had a full set of hooks in there. I can't even remember if that case came with hooks. I might have just bought the case, although I don't know why I would buy that case, because that case is ugly. If I was going to buy a case, I would buy a pretty case. If I was buying a case specifically for something to put my things in, I would buy a pretty case. So maybe I bought that because there was hooks in it, and that was the way they came. You know what I mean? I love this yarn.
Yeah, somebody was shopping at Hobby Lobby, at Homophobic Hobby Lobby. This is, I've got 2 skeins of ivory tweed, which is what this is.
A lot of crocheters like Hobby Lobby.
I mean, they do have good yarn. They're just Homophobic Hobby Lobby, you know?
They like that. I love this yarn.
This is just ivory.
Mm-hmm.
So the ivory tweed and just ivory. I've got more sage green. Red Heart Super Saver. I just have a ton of sage green. This is frosty green. So it's not as dark as the sage greens that I have. It's a little lighter. It's like not blue enough to be minty, but kind of that shade.
Yeah.
I've got, even more green. This is dark olive. Maybe if I turn off can I turn down? Will it help?
Those are coordinating colors, so somebody planned to do something and didn't follow through with it.
Yeah, I'm thinking, yes, Ronald, all this came from Goodwill. There was still a Goodwill sticker on the bag. I'm thinking if I can get through this one shawl, I think I might turn this into another shawl. Because I have, like, instead of having to go out and buy a bunch of colors that work together, I've got a bunch of colors that work together already. So I'm saving the, like, specialty looking ones for last. There's another ivory tweed in there that I just spotted. And then I've got, I
really need to keep some stitch markers in here, because I always end up doing some sort of crochet in here while I'm talking to you, and then I have nothing to put.
No stitch markers? I have fully lost all of my stitch markers. Like, there are a few that are in projects that I'm holding on to for dear life, and the rest of them are gone. This is Heather Gray, Karen Simply
Oh,
Soft.
I love me some gray. I don't know why. Well, I do know why I don't have more gray because every time I have gray, I use it in something because I love gray. And I don't really wear a lot of gray, but I love working with gray yarn. I love things made out of gray yarn.
This is like an unmarked, like macrame cord or something.
Cord.
I can probably use it to make more dog toys. Ronald says you can use a piece of contrasting yarn in a pinch or a safety pin. I vote bobby pins because they are
I do
like
not
they'll
have a
snap themselves
safety
closed.
pin. Oh, I do have a bobby pin over here. Okay.
Do a bobby pin. So unmarked
Yeah.
cord. There's another. I love this yarn, ivory. This one is very cute. This is Sage Advice. I love this yarn. Look at that.
Oh, that's nice. See, I like that marled look
Yeah.
on a yarn, and I don't have a lot of those kind of yarns either. But whenever I see them, like, um,
Oh, I'm about to have an avalanche. Okay. So I've got some peaches and cream. I've got just a little skein of peaches and cream. This is I think the old peaches and cream label too. This
yeah,
is, what color are you?
I hadn't seen that label in a minute.
This is Shades of Rust. So it's like red, white, brown. Where the red goes to white, there's a little bit of pink.
This cloth is calling your name.
Maybe. And then I've got a bunch of.
That's all peaches and cream is good for because it's so rough. It's not like a mercerized cotton. It's so rough that it's not really nice for making something that's going to be up against your skin.
So now the last ones, I have, I think, 3 of each color of this Yarn Bee, which is another homophobe copy lobby.
Yeah.
But Yarn Bee Cotton XXL.
Yeah, peaches and cream is good for market bags, Ronald, because it's not going to be up against your skin, so it's good for market bags.
Yarn Bee Cotton XXL. It's chunky. I don't know what to do with it though, because I've got 3 of each color.
A chunky cotton? I don't think I've ever seen a chunky cotton.
Right? Like what? What is this? Because that's definitely chunky. That's big.
Yeah, that's definitely chunky. I don't know what you would make with that.
It labels itself as a size. Where are you? Size 5 bulky.
Mm. So you could either make a hat or a market bag, but like that because you can't see it because you've not got me embiggened. But this
Here, let me embiggen you.
This Lion Brand Rewind tape yarn. This is a size 5 bulky.
But that's flat. It doesn't count.
I know, but this is considered a size 5 bulky.
It's a lie, is what it is.
And this is used for hats.
I hate it.
Although to be honest, I am really loving this on the label. This top that's on the label with a tank top under it.
Yeah.
I feel like I should make myself one of those for vacation, but it's too early to start thinking about what we're going to make for vacation.
Fully not, because it took both of us like to the wire months to make everything.
This is true. I
don't know how to fit everything back in this dang bag. This is why I didn't want to open it, because I knew it was never going to fit back.
Okay. I don't know if this, I don't want to take this label off, but I don't know if this, because it doesn't say that the pattern is on the other side of this. I bet it's not.
I mean, you could just slide it off and slide it back on.
Because this label's tight, ma'am.
Oh, it's one of those.
Yeah.
Oh,
And okay, yeah, I'm kind of peeking inside, and it does not look like there's any kind of pattern in here.
What is that, Red Heart? Do you think they have the pattern on the website?
This is Lion Brand, and Lion Brand keeps. I mean, I have a Lion Brand account, but it's like annoying that they want you to keep logging in every time you want to look at one of their patterns.
Ew. Oh, I got everything back in the bag.
Yeah,
It's
they
all
don't.
about-
They don't even have a link for this pattern that's on this label.
Rude.
So they just
Don't.
It's like, okay, this is what you could use it for, but go figure out how to make it.
Go figure it out. Don't do that. That's rude.
Figure it out yourself. Because I was trying to look and see if it, went up to my size, because it's cute. But I guess I can go on Ravelry and see if somebody has made something. But so thank you to Ari for getting you that yarn haul.
Yes.
That was so sweet of him.
Because I think it's gonna be either a scrappy shawl or maybe a skirt. I'm leaning more towards shawl though, because that's like a universal size kind of thing, as opposed to like a skirt needs to be sized to the waist of the person who's gonna wear it.
Mm-hmm.
Just like the tops that I made have to be. It was Tyler who got the stuff because Tyler was working at Goodwill. Ari was the one who brought it up here.
All right, thank you, Tyler.
Yes.
And sidebar from the comment section, Ronald is having an audience for his dress rehearsal tomorrow, and then they open on Friday.
Oh, exciting. Remind us, what show are you doing, Ronald? And we'll check that out in the sidebar in a moment. Did you have any other crafty things? I had one more crafty thing.
Well, show your crafty thing, and then we'll talk about my crafty thing for a few minutes, because I only have one.
Okay, because my crafty thing is not yarn. But I finally got in some more henna and yagua for my markets and stuff, because all my henna and yagua had gone bad.
Had spoiled. Mm-hmm.
Yes. So I finally got in some more henna and yagua, and I put some stuff on myself. Agatha Christie murder mystery called "And the Unexpected Guest." Ew. That sounds fun. That reminds me of when I went and saw Clue live. I went and watched it twice when I was back in college. It's so good.
I don't remember you telling me about that. But
yeah, they gave us.
Was fun.
Yeah, it's like at the beginning of the show, they draw names in the thing to decide who's going to be it. So the show is different every time you watch it. And then they give, as you go into the audience, as you show up, they give you a little ticket so you can mark off who you think it is and what they use and everything, while you're watching the show with a little pencil. It's fun. It was very fun.
Cool.
But so I did, I was doing some witchy stuff. So I got my henna and yagua from a different place. I normally order from Henna Caravan, but this time, because her stuff has just been popping all up in my feed, there's another henna artist called Gopi Henna. And I have been following her stuff for a while, and I just like her style. She does do more traditional. No, San Diego.
Okay.
But she does do more traditional stuff, but she also does a lot. She has more of a witchy vibe when she does her henna, which is fun to see, because that's kind of the vibe that I like to do. And so I ordered from her. It's a little bit cheaper to order from her, but she also doesn't sell henna with lavender essential oil. She sells henna with eucalyptus essential oil, which I hate.
Eucalyptus makes you think of having a cold, getting some Vicks Vapor Rub on your chest,
and I hate it. There's some people who really love the smell of eucalyptus, and I am not one of them, because it'll clear you out and everything. It's just too medicinal for me. I don't like it.
Yeah.
So I prefer lavender, and if I order from her again, because I think the lavender essential oil is just more expensive.
Yeah.
What she uses lavender in her yagua mix, but doesn't use it in her henna mix. I think I think eucalyptus also leans toward a darker stain. I think it has more terps in it, which is a chemical that affects the staining power. So I think eucalyptus leans towards a darker stain. I just don't like it. It's too strong. It's kind of abrasive to me. But I wanted to try to order from her and see. So it was cheaper than where I normally order. And I went ahead and put a design on myself. Let me stop rambling.
Nice. I noticed that you had a design on your hand, but
yeah, I've been flashing my hand up here. So here's a good shot of it. So I did. So
that looks nice.
That's with the yagua gel up, and then you're gonna get a jump scare of my hair for a moment, and then
that's not a jump scare. You have so much more hair. I'm so jealous. The nails is, oh my God, what the nails?
Yeah, I put on some press-on nails. The nails lasted exactly one day, and then I had to rip them back off because I put them
When did
on.
you turn into a black girl?
Well, I wanted to get a good picture of my henna with the nails because it always looks so cute with the nails. So I put on the nails, got a nice cute picture. But I did the Yagua, and then you could see in the snake and in the moon underneath, it's a little bit more orange because I put henna
Yeah.
on top,
Yeah.
so I could have mix. And then I got a picture of that was it yesterday.
Oh,
That's
it's
me.
much darker now because I saw your hand.
Yeah. So let me throw up my camera. Let's get rid of this guy. And can I big myself? So it got
Yeah.
even darker.
Yeah, that looks nice. That is nice.
I'm really happy with just like the layout. Because I feel like sometimes I just have trouble with like filling the space in a way that I think looks appealing. And I think there's just no way for me to get a good shot of this. But I think the layout looks good, and it got very dark. Even up here where it was like kind of faded, got pretty dark. So I like it. I will have that.
You did a great job. You need to get another photo of that, as you know, how it looks darker, because that looks really good.
I will try to do that today. Because I knew, full sidebar, actually a rewind. How do I rewind? I have a market on Saturday. This is rewinding back to other stuff. Yeah. I have a market on Saturday. Rewind.
You do?
Yes, I have a market on Saturday. It's another Ren Fair thing. Everybody fingers crossed that this goes well, because they posted on Facebook that they were looking for people to vend at their like Ren Fair-esque theme. It's a brewery, because all we have up here is breweries and blacksmiths, I guess. But it's a brewery. They're doing a Ren Fair type thing. And they posted on Facebook that they were looking for vendors. One of my friends sent it to me because she was like, this is exactly your kind of thing. And so I sent them an email. I was like, hey, are you still looking for vendors? This is what I sell. This is what I do. And they're like, yes, we'd love to have you there. Send me some pictures. I'm like, okay, I'm pretty busy, but I'll try to send you pictures as soon as I can, because I've got other markets and work and stuff. So, because they just wanted pictures for social media. And so I was like, okay, I'll try to. It took me a while to get back to them. But also, even though I did not get back to them, they also did not send me anything to do with the location, where we're parking, where we're setting up, any of that, like information that we need. So yesterday, was it yesterday? Yeah, it was either yesterday or the day before. I sent them an email. I think it was the day before yesterday. I sent them an email that was like, hey, did you still want those pictures? Also, sorry it took so long. Did you still want those pictures? Also, I wanted to touch base about the event as far as location, parking, setup, yada, yada. And then the next day, so yesterday, I think, I get an email from him that's like, I just sent out the email with the information. Hopefully this covers all your questions. I go and check the email, which sending out the email 4 days before the event, I feel like maybe we should have had a little bit more prep time. Or maybe I'm just used to people who are like way on top of things, like super, super on top of things, because I think this is their first time doing this market. So I think I'm used to people who are like extra prepped for stuff. But so they sent it out, and they're like, he said setup time is such and such to such and such, and they said that parking is limited, so you'll have to park in like this space or maybe this other space and blah blah. And here's the attached map. First of all, in the map does not show where the parking is going to be. The map is just the setup location, which I would prefer to have the map like expanded so we can see where I need to go to park, because I'm not like, I live in Asheville. I'm not familiar with all these places because I don't like driving around the city. It stresses me out. And especially now after the hurricane and there are roads that are just fully closed, like I want to know where I'm going to be. 2, I look at the map and it shows the vendor spots. I'm not on the map. So I don't know where I'm setting up. And I sent him another email yesterday. It was like, hey, so I got the map. I got the map. It definitely answered a lot of questions. I just am not sure if there's a second page to the map or something that I might have missed, because I don't see I don't see where I'm supposed to be setting up in the map. And he has not emailed me back yet.
Oh no.
Yes.
Have you already paid him for a spot at this place?
I have not. I think it was, I don't know that he didn't say anything about a vendor fee, so I didn't think there was going to be one. A lot of people, a lot of markets are waiving fees right now just because of the disaster that happened. A lot of markets are waiving fees. Some of them are not. So like I'm prepared to pay and hopefully at least make back my fee. But I think because my very first market was the Mars Hill Farmers Market, and the person that ran the Mars Hill Farmers Market was my friend Michelle, who is very anal about a lot of rules and making sure that things are working out perfectly. And so when I go to other markets, I am prepared for it to be like that. And when it's not like that, I feel like it's so loosey goosey. Like I feel like I feel like there's no structure.
Because she's your gold standard.
Yes.
So
like she was anal to the point of like being very annoying. So I will push back against her sometimes of like Michelle doesn't really like it's really not that serious. But also she makes sure that everybody has the information that they have and so that they need. And so when things are less loosey goosey, probably from other people who have been at markets like that and are like, you're too rigid for me, it's stressful. I'll go to a market like that and they're like, yeah, just set up wherever and show up whenever and blah, blah. And I'm like, no, the rules actually help make sure things run and you're giving me no information.
Crazy.
Okay, so fast forward back to where we were. What is your craft thing?
My craft thing is, as I put in Discord, those who have gone to Discord may or may not have seen that I decided to try my Lion Brand all-in-one, the original, the Granny Square, not the Flower Power. I haven't bought the Flower Power yet. So
I did see that.
So that square that you see in Discord was because I told you the whole purpose of me buying this was as a reaction to watching all these videos where people were like, oh my God, this is awful, blah, blah, blah. And, I don't like the way they do a granny square, so I'm just going to do mine without even trying the way they did theirs and then getting mad because it doesn't work out. Or I don't like using the 5.5 hook, so I'm just going to go ahead and use a 5 because that's what I always use, or whatever. You know, so I use the 5.5, although as I think about it, I think I've always used a 5 with worsted weight. I didn't realize 5.5 was the recommended with worsted weight. Because
I also always use 5.
I've always used the 5. But, so I used the 5.5 and I just crocheted and I measured the tail. I mean, exactly to where, because I saw people on videos where they didn't even measure the tail. They guessed at what 4 inches was. They didn't, I measured the tail. And then I did my slip knot, and then I measured again and realized that doing my slip knot made it slide up a little bit more. So I got it till my slip knot was right on the 4. I mean, I was anal about it. But after that, I just followed the pattern, the way they do their pattern. Which, number one, it's been so long since I've done a granny square that doing this reminded me that, a granny square is one of those patterns that really you can just get in your head. Once you start it, you can just, because after I did it the first time, I didn't even have to look at the paper again.
Yep.
Because I'm so used to having to look at a paper every time that I thought that, but it's been so long since I did a granny square. Because even when I was doing that waffle stitch blanket, which is technically a giant kind of granny square, but because every other row is different, I had to look at it every single time. I could not memorize that pattern to save my life. But this, I memorized fine. So I did it, and that picture that you see in Discord is the result of me doing it. And as you can see, I ended up with a square that was an inch larger than what they called for. I think let me pull, because I still kept the label. I think the label says that the square is supposed to be, what does it say? It's so tiny. Oh God, these words are so tiny. So the motif is supposed to be roughly a 6-inch square. I ended up with a 7-inch square.
Hmm.
And you can see that I every single round I ended up going into the next color. And so you can see it's a hot mess. Every round I ended up going into I ran out before I finished the thing. So I ended up going into the next color.
It doesn't look
And
that bad though, because the colors are meant to go together. So
yeah,
even though it doesn't have the solid border on the edge, it looks just like a scrappy yarn square or a granny
yeah,
square.
yeah.
Ronald says, "Yeah, I used to do that when I was just starting out with this yarn, but now I don't have to measure it anymore. I use a 6.5 to get it to match. So that would not work for you because you were going too far. So you would need to go down a size. You would probably, I
Yeah.
bet if you used a 5, it might work." Because like going, because the
Well,
reason
we'll
that
well we'll
it's
we'll get to that in a minute, but go ahead.
Ooh, okay. Because my thought process is the reason that it's so far off on the outer border is because you were losing space with every single row. And so by the time you get
Yeah,
to the last row, then you
yeah,
were like so far out.
yeah.
But Ronald says, and he uses 6.5 to get it to match up. And even then, there are moments that it doesn't match perfectly, but I have all the tips and tricks to get it to work out now. Frankly, that breaks my head a lot.
What, seeing my square the way it is breaks your head, Ronald? So, and I said I was just going to make my squares and not care. But after I did that, I ended up pulling it back out. And the different, and I redid it. I think this is my 4th time, and I'm going to show you in a minute where I am right now. But this is my 4th time doing it.
Uh-huh.
But the difference between me and these other people is that I am looking at this like a puzzle, or like you know how you play a video game and you almost get to the score and you want to see if you
Yeah.
can get a better score next time. That's how I feel trying to get this yarn to match up. So
You're
I'm not
looking at it as
so I'm not mad at it. They are so angry at it. First of all, they're pissed off that they have to follow a pattern. Everybody I see in these videos, they're pissed off that they can't just do their granny square pattern. But the people who make the yarn don't know your granny square pattern. So how are they
exactly, they
supposed to
can't make it work for everybody.
how can they match the colors if they don't know what your pattern is?
Exactly.
They're pissed off they can't do their pattern. They're pissed off. Yeah, they're putting out. I know part of it is them putting out content, and outrage content seems to,
Rage
do
bait.
do well or whatever. Because if somebody just picked it up and said, "Oh, this yarn is wonderful, it's great," then everybody would go, "Oh, you're just a shill for Red Heart. We're
Mhm.
not going to believe you." So people tend to believe it more if you get it and say, "Oh, I don't like it because of this and this and this." They think you're being honest if you say you don't like it. They don't believe you if you say you like it.
Yeah, he says many of them went on to make many more skeins of it after complaining about it at first.
Oh, see, I haven't seen any of those. So,
Me either.
because there's very few things that seem to aggravate me right now, and one of them is these people with the granny square all in one, and the people who don't play wildflowers the right way.
Wild.
Well,
The
no,
two
not
things that will anger my mother.
well, not just wildflowers, but people who play narrative video games and say, "Oh, I hate reading text," and they skip over the text.
Exactly. Don't
I
play a
just,
narrative
I
game if you're not going to
just,
read it.
I
Ooh, that pisses me off.
I just stopped a video the other day where I started to watch them, and it's a creator I normally like, but I started to watch them and they're like, "Okay, we're gonna start this game, but we're gonna skip over this because there's a whole bunch of dialogue and I really don't have patience for that." And I'm like, that's the
That's
whole
the reason people
story.
are watching the game.
That's the whole story. And I immediately stopped the video and moved to something else. But
Ooh.
anyway, yeah, so I did a 5.5 and followed the pattern exactly, and this
Mhm.
is what I ended up with. So then I went down to a 5 and followed the pattern exactly, and I got a little bit closer, but I didn't take pictures of that. Then I went down to a 4.5, which is what I'm using now. I went down to a 4.5, followed the pattern exactly, got a little bit closer.
Mhm.
And this last time I did a 4.5, but instead of doing 3, because the pattern basically has you doing, basically you chain 4 for your circle in the middle,
Mm-hmm.
and then they have you do 3 chains in the corners.
Yeah.
And so I did 2 chains in the corners because I was so close. I thought if I just did 2 chains in the corners, that would help. And
Mm-hmm.
it helped. And so this is where I am now. It helped somewhat.
Okay, so you're pretty close.
It helped somewhat. If you can see, the first round was fine.
Yeah.
Second round was fine. Okay. The second round where the gray is fine. Okay. The third round, I got
Bleed a
really
little bit.
close, but you can see right there, I had like one. And I didn't even get mad at that because that light color right there was very speckled with the dark gray. So I thought, oh, maybe that was supposed to be dark gray and it just didn't come out. So I just kept that and was fine.
Mm-hmm.
But then this next round, I got all the way up here and I've got 2. Because this is back where the start is. So like
Yeah.
I'm coming all the way around and back where the start is.
You
This
get
I ended
2
up
clusters.
with 2.
Yeah.
I got 2 clusters. And now this last round, I ended up with 4 clusters.
Ronald
Up here at the
says, my advice is to play each round by ear. In some rounds you might need 2, in others you might need 3 chains in the corner. And then also you can eliminate or add the 1 chain between clusters.
See, I was scared to do that because I thought it might make the square like, curl in on itself.
Mm-hmm.
So I was scared to adjust as it go because I was thinking, oh, maybe I should go down another hook size on those last few rounds
Mm-hmm.
to make the difference.
I would try what Ronald suggested because alternating hooks between one granny square sounds chaotic. But he says once one round gets off, the whole rest will be off. So you need to
Yeah, I kept hoping, after I did that one where it was just one speckle, I kept hoping, because if you could see, I mean, it's already in there, so you can't see it, but if you could see with this one right here, there was so many large spots of the dark gray on it that I thought, oh, this was supposed to be gray.
Mm-hmm.
Because there was so many dark spots on it that I felt like that was supposed to be gray.
Ronald says if you end up with too much, Ronald's got all the tips and tricks. Ronald says if you end up with too much yarn for a round, then here's what you do. Just slip stitch across to the next chain space. That will use up the last of the yarn.
Okay, cool. So I think I might try it one more time using some of Ronald's hints, and then but whatever I end up with, I may end up just
keeping it.
Just sticking with whatever I end up with. Because really all I'm going to do is make a bag out of this,
mm-hmm. And because all the colors go together, the bag will look fine no matter what the squares look like.
Yeah, I'm just going to make a bag out of this, and then I'm probably going to buy one of the Flower Power skeins to see how I feel about that one. Because that's the one I'm really more attracted to than the Granny Square one. I'm really attracted to the Flower Power one.
I want the Flower Power skein, but I don't want a whole Flower Power skein because I know I'm not going to work up a whole skein. I really just can I buy 1 square's worth of Flower Power? That's what I want. I want to make 1 Flower Power square. I'll pin it up on my little wall, and then I'll be done. Because I didn't even finish my whole skein of the all-in-one because I made 7 squares and then turned the rest of it into a hat or a bag or something. I did not use it.
Yeah.
I think I turned it into a witch hat.
Yeah, you did, because I think you showed me the witch hat.
Yeah.
But that's pretty much all the crafting, because this is what I worked on this weekend while I was at Terry's while we were watching the concert.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, but it had, like I said, it has trying to work out the puzzle of this has made me want to pick it back up again.
Wild, Ronald. Ronald says, I am
Seven.
now.
Oh
Yeah.
my gosh. Uh, we were both
Oh,
trying to show the
I
comment at the
got
same
it.
time. 7 skeins.
That is
7 skeins.
wild.
7 skeins. Oh my
I
gosh.
didn't even finish one. I just could not because I don't know what it is, but I like the granny stitch and I will use the granny stitch for a lot of things. I do not
Mhm.
like making granny squares because making granny squares implies that I'm going to have to sew things together. And I don't want to do that. I don't want to do it.
Well, no, I one of these days I want a granny square blanket, but it doesn't seem like it's going to happen.
I
But
want the granny square pants are cute. I want some granny square pants, but I don't think I'm ever gonna have the focus and drive to make enough granny squares to fit over my bottom.
no, I like the as I'm saying that, I say I'm only going to make a blanket or a thing, but then I remembered they have a there's a sweater on there that has a shawl collar that I like, that I was thinking of making because I have this black dress and I think the sweater would look nice over the black dress. I'm trying to
Hmm.
bring it up now to show. Okay. But yeah, I'd like to get several of the colors that have the black outline.
Hmm.
Oh, new Granny Square Grape Granny.
What
Oh,
is that? Pull it up.
that
Pull it
looks
up immediately.
fun.
Immediately pull it up.
That that looks fun. It's a new color of the all-in-one Granny
Oh,
Square. It's
we
just
both tried to pull it up at once.
did
So
I?
try this again. You and I keep clicking the
There
buttons
we
at the
go.
same time. It's cute.
Yeah. Stop it.
Bye, Ari. Ari said he's got to go, and everybody have a good day.
Bye, Ari.
I like that color scheme.
But yeah, I like that. I like that color scheme. See, I want to get several of these that have the black as the outer to
Ronald
make
says
a
the
blanket.
majority of them have the black. So you just want to pick colors that you like together.
See, I thought most of them had white
I think
because I'm
some of them
looking.
have white, but I think the majority of them, yeah, there's a lot of them. I think the majority of them have black.
You're right. 1, 2, 3,
9,
4,
10,
5,
11,
6,
12,
7,
13.
8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13,
Looks like
14,
17?
15, 16. Yeah, it looks like 17. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So they've got 16 with white and 17 with black. So it's about half and half. It's about half and half. But yeah, I'd like to get several of these and make a blanket. But there's where is the
Ronald says originally it was true that they had more colors with white, but he said he thinks they made a realization that those colors bled into the white.
oh, as they
Oh, and
made it, that
four,
I that probably makes sense.
he said 12 of them are white and four of them are Aaron. Is that like a tan? I know Aaron is a
Oh
yarn
yeah, that's like a
size.
tan. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Aaron is a yarn size, but it's also a color. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Where is they are not making this easy on me, are they?
They never do.
I
Your
just
inspirations
wanted to find the patterns for the all in one.
Your inspirations also has a pattern for a corset with boning, which I think somebody put in the Discord a while ago, that has a pattern for a corset with boning. And I want to make one so bad, but I don't want to, like, it looks like it's going to be so fiddly because you have to do, like, make the channels and do the boning, but you also have to work with, like, eyelets and stuff to make the place for the ribbons. And I'm like, I am not fiddling with all that. It seems so
Eyelets.
fiddly.
Step into your granny square era. Where's the patterns? I just want to show you the pattern that I like. Granny square tree ornaments. No, thank you. Here it is. I think this is the one. Yeah, with the shawl collar. I like this.
Okay. Do they have a picture of it on someone?
Let's see.
Yeah, slide over. Can I see it on that person? That's a choice. It's
I
not a
think
choice that I would make, but
there's another one that is. I feel like this is not the right one though, because the one that I saw it seemed a little more cropped, or the collar seemed a little more full, or something.
yeah, Ronald says that one also only has 3 sizes,
Well, that's not cool.
right? Like, are we not inclusive
Because
aspirations?
I am a big gal.
Same. I
I
also like wearing
am a
oversized
big
stuff.
gal. See, I'm starting to go in the other direction of trying not to make myself wear oversized stuff, because I feel like um I also want to make this crossbody. I was thinking about making this crossbody bag
I have
instead of
seen so many people because that's the first thing everyone suggests when they talk about granny squares is all you need
uh-huh,
is 4 of them to make a fanny pack or a crossbody
uh-huh.
bag. And I'm like, looks so cute. I don't want to deal with zippers. Because I feel like for a
Well,
bag like that, you have to have a zipper.
I'm not even gonna make it to wear out, because I have I have this thing where I'm trying to, ever since I fell a while back, I'm trying to carry my phone with me when I go up and down the stairs, or when I
Hmm.
walk around the house, just in case I
Oh, so you just
fall.
wanted to like have your phone on you, but not
So
have to
I
carry it
just
in your
wanted to
hands.
have my phone. Yeah, I just wanted to have my phone on me, because it's hard, especially with this new phone that I got. It's bigger in my hand than my old phone, and it's a little awkward trying to hold this phone and hold like my coffee cup or my plate as I'm walking back upstairs, or
Hmm.
what have you. So I would like to, and most of my clothes don't have pockets.
Same.
So
I've turned into a leggings girly because we're allowed to wear leggings at work. We can wear jeans or
uh-huh.
leggings, and so I turned into a leggings girly. And so I went to Wayne the other day, and I was like, "Do I look basic?" Because I was wearing just black leggings, some slippers, and a sweatshirt. And I'm like, I feel like I look like a fall basic bitch.
But yeah, so I was thinking of making that bag. Not even I wasn't even gonna put a zipper on it. What I was gonna do was just sew it up so that it doesn't gape
Hmm.
completely.
And then just have a little gap for you to
Just
put your
enough
phone.
of an opening, just enough of an opening that I could put my phone in there. So crocheted granny square knee patch for your jeans. I don't know about that.
Again, that's a choice.
It is a choice. But I don't seem to keep a pair of jeans long enough to end up with a hole in them. So that's not a thing I need to choose.
All of my jeans need to be plain so I can wear them at
Okay,
workplaces.
I
What am I
knew I
doing?
wasn't crazy. See, they have a different granny square cardigan with the front part of it is wider.
Okay, show that
Mm,
one on a person.
That's why I'm trying to bring it up the full view, not the quick view.
I might need to
But
put
they
that on my
still
TV.
only
I feel like I'm leaning in so far.
the biggest one is just a large. But see how this one is, see how the front of the shawl collar is wider? That's what I
Hmm.
like. I like that better than that other one. And it has a slight swing to it. It's slightly shorter, and it
Yeah,
has a slight swing to it, where it
I
goes more
definitely
of an
like
A
this one a
line,
little
then
bit
it
better
goes
than the
out.
other one. Yeah.
Yeah. So this is the one that I want, not the other one. I keep forgetting that they have two on there, but yeah, this is the one that I want. But they only have it in a large, which is sad.
I mean,
Which is
if you make one in the large, you could probably figure out how to make one in another size.
Ma'am, that sounds like math.
It does. What are all
It
these
sounds
messages that
like
I have?
math, and I don't do the maths. So But yeah, I think I might have even downloaded this pattern. Although it says they've revised it on in July. I wonder if they added more sizes maybe. But yeah, so that's all the. Oh, he said that other one I looked at only had bad reviews.
Oh
Yeah.
no.
So um so no other crafty thoughts?
I think that's it. I mean, we could talk about aspirational crafty thoughts because I've been looking into different things. Does hair doing count as a crafty thought? I feel like hair doing is a craft.
Oh, speaking of which, you were talking about hair while I was doing my
Yes.
thing. And I meant to tell you, I found you were talking about doing braids, weren't you?
Yes.
You thinking about doing braids. Have you seen that hack? Because you were talking about boho braids. Have you seen that hack about doing the easy braids?
No, what are you talking about?
Okay, let me see. Ronald.
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 Now, I want a shirt. I now feel like I need to make a shirt that says that.
Ronald.
Y'all might catch me with a shirt that says that. sometime
Okay,
in the
if you
immediate
it
future.
says only extra large on the thing, but if you pull up the actual pattern, it goes up to a 3X.
Okay.
So
That still doesn't stop the bad reviews though.
no, the bad reviews were on the other one.
On the other one, okay.
He was saying that the other one only had 3 sizes and it had bad reviews.
I misunderstood.
Okay, so this one, yeah, I could make this one.
But what is the braid hack? You full sidebar. Can we please braid it back in? I need to know.
Remind me to download this pattern later. Let me see if I can. Basically, I don't know if I can describe it well, so I'm going to try to pull it up, but I'll try to describe it while I'm pulling it up.
Mhm.
Basically, you part your hair in the middle and you do like 6 braids, but you have the braids going out to the side.
Mhm.
And then you basically slide the fake braids. You braid your hair and then you slide the fake braids onto the thing.
Onto the 6 big braids?
Yeah. I'm not explaining it
What?
well, and I am going to show it to you.
I just can't picture how that will look. Also, keep
Oh,
in mind.
It looks good.
Okay. Also, keep in
It
mind,
looks
I have
good.
no
I've
hair
seen
on the
two
sides
different-
of
I've
my
seen two
head, so
different
it'll
people
all
do
be
it.
in the middle.
Oh, that's right. You've got short.
I got the
Oh,
naked
that's not gonna
sides.
work for you. Sorry, but I want to. I want to try this for myself. I'm gonna show it to you anyway, but I want to try it for myself. Let's see if I can pull it up because I looked at that and I mean, it looked. Once I saw what she was doing, I was like,
Mhm.
oh my gosh, I think I can do that because it looks so much easier. I
seems like
think
it
I
would be
can
so
do
easy.
that.
Because what I was going to do was if I'm trying to make sure that I'm getting the right term because it feels like people are misusing some of the terms. But I believe the one that I want to do is pick and drop braids, which are like you braid your hair and it's similar to a boho braid where you'll like pull out pieces as you're going down the braid. But then as soon as you get to the end of your hair, you put like a dab of nail glue and then stop braiding. So the rest of the hair is loose. So it's like having on like a wig or a weave or something, but you don't. So what are we doing here? Let's watch this whole video. Can you?
Okay.
Is this video on 2 times
This
speed?
is. No, it's not on 2 times speed because you know I don't know how to do that.
I know you do know how to do that.
Do that,
And
but
also
I can't do that, but I will put it on 2 times.
Because if we're not listening to the audio, why do we need it any slower? Also, Spectrum is either coming for you or for me.
2 times speed just for you.
It's frozen. It's frozen forever. There we go. Okay, it's going.
Okay, we're breaking. This is the part I want you to see.
Okay, so we've got the 6 braids. Now, what is she? What are we doing?
Okay, that's the front. That's the those are the. This is the part I want you to see in the back.
Okay.
The front part is so that it looks more realistic in the front, and then it's like a shortcut in the back. Do you see how she slid
Oh,
all those braids onto those two braids and then
yes.
space them out so you're not having to do individuals? You see what she's doing?
Yes. That will definitely not work for
And then
me, but I think that would work for you.
because you have this the shave sides.
Yeah.
Yeah. I want to try it, but the thing is, I don't go anywhere, and it feels like almost a waste for me to do that and walk around my house where nobody's going to see me with all that nice looking hair. But at the same
Well,
time,
it's
I would want to do it for practice, so I know how to do it before I go somewhere.
well, I was gonna say it's not a waste because those are only looped and slid on. Then you can practice it at home, wear it for a couple days, see how you feel about it, take them back out, and reuse the braids.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Since they're not actually like braided in with my own hair, and you have to cut them out and all that other nonsense.
Man, I wish I could do that.
See?
Oh,
Now
I
I
got no
don't like
hair
the
on my head.
blonde. I
You
don't
don't
like
like the blonde?
I don't like the blonde because but I don't think the blonde would look good on me. But I followed the link that she put in her comments,
Uh
and
huh.
that hair there they have several colors. So
Okay.
there's a color that's more that suits me better. But she got that hack from another girl on Instagram, and I watched the girl on Instagram too, and she did hers with braids, not locks. She did hers
Hmm.
like with goddess braids or whatever, and same thing, looks just as good. So
See what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to do pick and drop braids. Let me see if I can find a picture. Because I feel like this would work with
now explain this.
well, I'm trying to find a good picture of it. Because basically it works better with shorter
Yeah,
hair. So we've
Ronald.
got
I think it was me. I think it was me trying to do YouTube because we've been fine all this whole time. As soon as I brought up YouTube, it started acting up.
okay. So if I let me lean out so I can see over here. Um so if I pull up this picture, let me share the screen. So this big picture here, this is kind of the idea where you braid your hair down to where your hair stops, and then you like
Hmm.
either tie a knot or put a drop of like eyelash or not eyelash glue of nail glue on it to stop the hair from untangling and
Uh
or stop the
huh.
hair from unbraiding, and it'll like the rest of the ends will be loose. But I don't want them that long. If you do them
Hmm.
shorter, then it just looks like you have some braids that go into a weave or something.
Oh yeah, that's cute. That's cute. The
Yeah. So
first one, I'm gonna be honest. The first picture you showed me, I was like, I don't know how I feel about that.
no, I don't want it to look
But
like that at all. But the first picture shows very well how to do
yeah,
it.
the
You
technique.
do the
Yeah,
braids and then you stop. But it's yeah, I want because like they look so good. I don't know if I would curl
yeah.
them. I kind of want them to be straight because I'm worried that if I curl them, then I'll end up see these are ones that she left kind of long and it still looks pretty good, I think.
Hmm.
Um but I'm worried that if I curl them, then the curls will get tangled.
Yeah, yeah.
But I think it's going to get
That
tangled,
is
period. Because
interesting. That is
yeah.
interesting.
See, I don't want there to be as stark of a thing here. So what
Yeah.
people normally do so that it's not as stark is like you'll do a little bit of braid and then right at the top. Oh, you can't see my mouse. Okay. You'll do a little braid and then right
I
at the
can
top
see
you'll
your
take out a
mouse.
okay. You'll do a little braid and then right at the top here you'll take out a piece and then do a little braid and then take out another piece here and then do a little braid, take out another piece here and then do a little braid and then finish it off. And so
Uh
there's
huh.
more hair up here that's kind of covering the braids a little bit like
Uh
boho
huh.
braids.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But I was trying to figure out something to do with my hair, and I realized in my searching, I literally just had to do so much like various rabbit hole searching to try to find something, because I was like, how do you just look up braid weave styles? Like because I was like, I know that there are like boho braids, but like I don't want boho braids, but what's another style that I could do with braids? But like without specifically knowing the name of it, there's no way to like, no one's out here making lists of different kinds of styles you can do with extension hair. Like it's no one's making lists like that. So it's like I had to look up boho braids, watching someone's like, instead of boho braids, I did pick and drop braids. And so I looked up pick and drop braids. Instead of pick and drop braids, I did mermaid braids. And so like following the trails through that, which is the least efficient way to search for things. But I think I'm gonna do that because I think that would look pretty decent with my mohawk. And I'll just have like a long little thing going on there. We'll see. I also was looking up ways to revamp some of my wigs because I still have that gray wig that looks pretty good when it's in good condition, but has got kind of matted because it's a synthetic wig and it's old. So I might try to see if I can revamp that guy. If not, I mean, I got like 2 or 3 years worth of use out of that $40.
So then it's worth it.
Yeah.
Okay, since we have a few minutes left, let me throw a little bit of our media consumption in there. First of all, season 5 of 911 Lone Star is going to be the last season. I know you like that show.
I saw it. I don't know if I'm going to watch season 5 because season 5 is not going to have Grace. Didn't she leave?
Grace?
The black wife, the 911 operator wife.
Did she leave?
I feel like I've been seeing, let me look it up, because I swear I've been seeing stuff that
you feel like the actress has left the show.
Yeah, it seems like the actress left the show, and that's why that's going to be the last season.
I just haven't jumped into season 5 because it's been, I watched the previous season and it's taken so long for it to come back that I start to lose interest when shows take so long to come back. I guess because my brain, even after all these years, is still programmed for the traditional shows stop in May. You get that summer break and they come back in September. And if they stay gone way longer than that, then I'm like, you know what? I've already found something else to watch. I can't jump back into your mess again.
So what I found on the YouTube with the AI review, so take this with a grain of salt because they pull stuff from all kinds of different places. In season 5 of 911 Lone Star, Grace Ryder, Sierra McLean, is written out of the show by volunteering abroad with Mercy Ships, an organization that provides global surgeries. And if I scroll down a little bit, McLean's departure, McLean left the show ahead of season 5 after some cast renegotiation drama.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, that's why because I had seen.
So I'm wondering how are they going to write her character because she was perfectly in love with her husband. How is she going to volunteer for a year?
Exactly, and didn't they just have a child?
Yeah.
And weren't they still? They just had a child, and didn't they also have Judd's son living
Yeah, they
with
took
them?
in Judd's son.
Because he was in Traction.
Yeah.
So,
crazy.
That's a lot to explain away. That's
Crazy.
More explaining than lava in Texas.
Craziness.
Yeah, so I'm probably not going to watch it because Grace was absolutely
it's already started. It started in September, and I didn't realize it started into September until like last week, and I just have not really had the interest to jump back into it. So I probably will not watch that last season either. I used to be a big fan of like other shows like Grey's Anatomy. We watched seasons and seasons of Grey's Anatomy, and then one day we used to save the episodes on the DVR because your father likes to watch like 2 or 3 episodes of something at a time.
Yeah.
Once binging became a thing, and then it got to where we would wait to watch it with each other, and it got to where we had like 6, 8, 10 episodes on the DVR, and then we just never went back. Yeah, our schedules didn't line up, and we just never went back to that show.
Dang.
And I mean, I was fine not going back. Yeah. I was fine not going because after a while, if you wait too long, I lose interest, and I'm like, I still haven't gone back to Call the Midwife, and I liked that show. And I keep saying I'm gonna go back because it's still on Netflix. And And I know the minute I go back to it, I will fall right into it because I really enjoy. I didn't. There was nothing like with 911 where a character has been taken off or whatever to make me not want to watch the show.
Mm,
I just, I it was just the season left and now I'm waiting.
yeah.
So, couple other quick little things and then we can go because I hear the rock music. Um, I have been watching outdoor theater on YouTube. Have you ever watched outdoor theater?
No. On
Well,
YouTube, what?
I ran across it by accident and I don't know why I'm watching it. I don't know why. But basically, I don't even need to bring up a video to show you this. You can just look it up. It's called The Outdoor Theater.
Mm,
It's basically these people, there's no talking. These people, the first one I watched, they took a giant, I mean, I'm talking a giant bag of sunflower seeds
okay.
out to the middle of the woods and just dumped them in a pile and set up a camera and you just watch
You're just
to
watching
see
all the animals come
you just
take them?
watch to see how long it takes the animals to finish off that pile.
And that's what you're watching.
And I watched this squirrel because the squirrels came first, and then the deer would come at night. One deer came, and then the next deer came and brought a friend, girlfriend, or whatever. This was date night. It's like, hey, I found this new restaurant. Come on over here. And then so the two are eating. And
Wild.
then two more squirrels come. And then these birds that have these blue and black feathers came and the squirrel said, and would chase the birds off. And then the bird would come back down and it would get like one seed and that squirrel would come flying back through there. And every
Ridiculous.
time, and then there were these blackbirds, I think they were crows, would come down and that squirrel said, nope. Every time a bird would try to get seeds, the squirrel was nope.
Absolutely
Nope.
wild.
He
My
was
mother
like
who hates animals.
he was like the bouncer. He was like, nope, birds are not eating at this restaurant. But then at
Wild.
night, and it took, I think it was like about 5 days before they ate all those.
Is it fast forwarded or is it like they'll cut to when animals show up in the
Yeah,
space
they'll
that
cut.
the
So
animals are?
like you're not getting big areas of dead space where nobody's there. They
Okay.
just cut to when the animals are there, and you have the little
Timestamp.
the little time stamp from the camera is down there of what date it is and what time it is down in the corner. And I've watched 3 of these already. I don't know why. And it's not like I'm just sitting there going. It's more like I'm in the middle of paying bills and stuff, and I'm just kind of looking up and watching while I'm paying my bills and doing my other things.
I might
But
throw it on
I
while
don't-
I'm doing something. We'll see.
I don't know why. I don't know, but the one with the sunflower seeds so far was the best one because it was funny watching the squirrel chasing those
Just
birds
chasing
off
everybody off. That's
every
funny.
single time. Chasing those birds off. Also, it occurred to me that I have been reading too many time travel stories because I read another time travel story recently. It was not a good one. It was not a well written one. But the one thing I appreciated was she had a solar powered charger in her purse along with her cell phone. One of the things about I'm very picky about my time travel stories. I want them to be set during a certain time and it's got to be after slavery. Don't be dropping me in America during slavery. Okay? I don't want it to be too early. Like I don't want 5th century or whatever. But also I don't want them to jump into somebody else's body. I want them to be in their own body.
Yeah.
I don't like the ones where they jump into somebody else's body and the guy is, but you're my wife. But no, I'm not. But you look like my wife. I don't want that. Also, I want them to travel with their purse so that they can so
they got tools.
So they got tools, or they can prove to the person that yes, I'm really from the future when they finally end up telling somebody they're from the future.
Mhm.
And I want them to have a solar powered charger so that they can recharge their phone,
To be
so they
fair,
can show the pictures.
to
But I
be
know
fair though,
what.
if you were to be teleported right now with your purse, would you be able to charge your phone?
That's why I want a solar powered charger. I know time travel is not. I know time travel is not real, but I've been reading so many of these stories. And I'm like, you know what?
Maybe I should get a solar
I
powered
should have
charger.
a solar powered charger. We used to have a solar powered charger a long time ago.
I want to get one too. Yeah.
Back when we first discovered that like charging blocks were a thing, the first ones we bought were solar powered ones.
Yeah, I wanted to get one too because that would have come in hella handy
Yes.
when we were absolutely out of power. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So I want to get one just on the off chance that, because I mean they're having press conferences saying that, UFOs and stuff are real. Next thing you know, I might be teleported somewhere. I need a solar powered charger
Get your solar power charger.
just in case.
Also,
But
last sidebar before we leave, we need to send all of the Amazon wish lists in the group chat because it's getting close.
okay, that's family business. That's not.
This is your reminder, people out there, to start figuring out what you want what you want to get your families and loved ones for Christmas, because it's about to be Black Friday, and Black Friday is starting very early.
You've turned it into everybody business.
It was a sidebar. It was a segue. It was a segue.
But yeah, if you are the kind that does wish lists in your family, now would be a good time to get those wish lists out so that people have time to buy stuff.
To start asking subtle questions of like, if you did get a t-shirt, what kind of t-shirt would you get? If you were like, what do you think you're going to be getting yourself for? Like asking the questions.
You're so weird.
I don't know how to ask questions to figure out what people want.
I don't either. That's why I'm such a bad gift giver. That's why we started doing the wish list.
That's why I like the Amazon wish list, because my friend, one of the little girls at work, one of the girls at work was like, I'm trying to get stuff for my sister. What do you think I should get her? And I'm like, that's not a question to ask me. Does she have an Amazon wish list? No, I cannot help you.
No,
I cannot help you.
Because we are wish list people in this house. Because I mean, it's the best thing. It's the best of both worlds, because the person's still going to be surprised at what you got them because they don't know what you picked off the wish list.
Yeah.
But you're still going to get something that you at least have a chance
that
liking,
you want. Yeah.
Because you put it on the list.
Yeah.
So it's the best of both worlds.
And
they can still do, like it. Oh, but it doesn't give your husband a chance to be really, do the grand gesture or whatever. Well, if he wants to do a grand gesture, he can buy everything on the list.
Yeah.
That's the grand gesture.
Rose says, I usually just say, so what do you want?
That's what we're doing with the YouTube. With the wish list. What do you want? That's what we're doing. But thank you for joining us. Thank you for letting us be your audio ambiance and keep you company this morning for whatever
Thank you for letting me
do
about my job and talk about Muppet New York City.
Oh, Spectrum just bleeped you. As soon as you said the B word, it went.
Were you silent or were you silenced?
But hit the like button if you like that. If you're watching this on demand later, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. If you want to be notified rather than watching on demand, if you want to watch us live, hit the notification bell so you know when we show up. Since we're back to our StreamYard shenanigans, we will most likely be here at 10 o'clock with the crossword. We'll be here on Friday.
On
playing
Twitch.
Around.
We will not be here. We will be on Twitch.
That's right. We won't be here anymore. We do our gaming on Twitch on Fridays, but we'll be back here on Wednesday.
I need to see about putting the VODs from Twitch up on YouTube, especially if we're playing through
a game.
The game. Yeah, let's see if I can grab the first episode of that.
Yep, that would be cool. I don't know how people do that, but that would.
I don't either. We're about to learn together.
But okay. Have a good rest of your week, people. Bye.
Bye. I'm ending the stream. I'm clicking it. I'm clicking it. End of the stream. It's clicked.